Hello, I am Nimja, and this is Nimja Live, November 2021, with the theme No Trancing. Hello everyone. Before we begin, as always, I'd like to thank the continued support of my over 1,300 patrons and the many donations and well wishes that I've received in the past month. I would also like to thank everyone that participated in the Wisdom Halloween fan art contest. After just a short introduction, we will go right into that, because many people have been waiting and it is really exciting. It will also be the first time that I'm streaming something, because, I will show that in a moment. For anyone who's new, outside of the contest results, there will be a short description and discussion of the theme. Then we will go into the trance, where you can participate if you like. And after the trance, there will be time for a Q&A. And there's no need to be nervous, even if this is your first time. Another thing is that the file and everything else can always be found on hypno.nimja.com. Alright, are you all curious to see the entries in the Wisdom Halloween fan art contest? Alrighty then. Let's hope this works, because again, this is my first time actually streaming. There. Ta-da! Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly go through this, and afterwards I will share the link. We are going in reverse chronological order, and then we will go to the honorable mentions, and lastly the winner. And yeah, October was a crazy month, but I'm very, very grateful for everyone who sent stuff in. Not everything that was sent in is on the page. Some people preferred to stay anonymous, and others didn't fit with what is happening. So let's begin with Don't Panic, Wisdom Will Help by the artist Sia. Then we have Blindfold or Handcuffs by the artist Annelies de Ver. Then from our very own moderator, who was not allowed, of course, to participate in the honorable mentions or winning, but still made a very cute wisdom drawing with the old commands by Xenix. Then a very interesting just wisdom by Jan Mars, or Jan Mars, who also has a page on DeviantArt, so you can see that linked there. Then we have this really adorable Wisdom's Mandala by KG, or KJ. A very dark but also wonderfully brooding Word of the Wise by Mokerly. And if I'm correct, yes. So now we will get into the honorable mentions, where we'll spend a bit more time awing over it. I also would like to state that I loved all of them. They're really fun, and it was very difficult to sort of pick a winner. And the winner was picked by counting the amount of ahs when I went over the submissions with all the people around me. First of the honorable mentions is this wonderful art piece by Sam, who keeps blowing me away with the quality of their art. It's called Nearly Wisdom, based on Near Automata. I'm not sure if it is Wisdom cosplaying as Near or Near as Wisdom. Either way, it is gorgeous, just beautifully done. Especially the earring is something that I'm sure that some people would want to own. But you can't. Muhahaha. It is just really beautiful. Now, the next one is just something that took me by surprise. Cami Arts came up with this assistant wisdom, and something about the sass and the afro and just the sort of 80s vibe or 90s vibe. It's just, I would love to see this in even more detail. Like, this immediately made me go, like, I want to see more of this. And you're very welcome, Lost Peanut. The sass is real. Yeah, be careful with the sassy wisdom. It is actually kind of Mega Man-esque, but I don't know what kind of boss wisdom would be in Mega Man. But it is a very good rendition. Now, this one was definitely almost the winner. Crystal Bubbles made this lovely art piece called Well, She's Got the Spirit. And yes, I checked the binary because of course I would. I will not say what it says. You'll have to figure it out yourself. I've been told that they may make a follow-up piece with the whole thing. Or maybe like next year, who knows. But Wisdom as a like Halloween classic witch with the really cute pin on her lapel is just absolutely wonderful. Now, the winner. I'm forgetting one. The official Moose of Canada asked me if it was allowed to send in a sort of written fan art. And once they outlined their plan, I gave them permission and I was very impressed. I'm only going to give you a small preview of the whole document because there is a lot to see. It is Wisdom's first assignment. Not a cover letter, but a letter to the administration of the Netherlands. And it's really cool. There's a lot of in-jokes in here and some wonderful detail. I hope that many people will read this. Anyway, to continue back and to finally show the winner, Elliot. I was just, as soon as I saw this, I was just going, aww. Wisdom just looks so happy here. And I was also impressed by creating a design that is sort of android and androgynous. There's a lot of like cute little details, and they didn't send in the other two like on time, but apparently, as also visible on their Tumblr, they added a hug version and see, I told you the Oz win. And also like a sort of generic pose character design. And thank you so much, everyone. It was so lovely to see this. And also the responses for the idea were just really nice to hear people be like, like this gives me ideas and I want to try this out. And I'm sorry for the people I haven't featured here. I still keep all of it. I keep everything that people send me. And I'm just really excited about this. But yes, Elliot, you will get an email soon with some more details on what you've won, if you aren't aware already. Thank you so much, all of you. The page for this is already online. Oh, it's really hard to copy paste in this context. And it is here. But don't look at it now, look at it later. It will also be shared on the community tab and on the server. But I wanted to wait with sharing it until after this live was live. Send something. Applause for the many artists. Thank you so much. Let's see. Elliot, Official Moose of Canada, Crystal Bubbles, Cami Arts, Sam or Lost Peanuts, Mokerly, KJ, Jan Mars, who is also in the chat apparently, as many of you are, Xenix, Annelies de Fair, and Sia. Thank you so much. And also all the people that sent in things in secret, some of it blew me away with just creativity and originality. Thank you so much. Now let's see if my magical unstreaming self will work. Yay! It worked. I'm learning. I mean, as a nerd, I should be able to do this. It would be kind of weird if I didn't. Now, the trance will start a little bit later because of this, or we will have to discuss the theme really, really quickly. I think we can be a bit patient. Now, the theme is no trancing. It is a form of trance denial. Because you really want to, but you'll need my permission. It is November after all. So, no trance or trance denial. This live technically counts as kinky, or at least as kink related, so feel free to suggest, if you dare. You might get yourself in trouble. Ooh, using no as a trigger for this file as fractionation. That is an interesting idea. November. And of course you can use November. It's I didn't think it up, someone told me as well. A resistance challenge. Maybe. I was thinking about that as well. And of course, teasing. Yes, Vember is a better idea. And of course, yes, being teased about already being in trance. By the way, I don't know if everyone is aware, but I'm still noting everything down in the lovely notebook that someone gave me. I'm not going to name them. They know who they are. Some strictness, I agree. A no set. So no sets are possible, but kind of complicated in a different way. And Mokerly, a no set would work different. No sets are usually more along the lines of, you don't want to feel like this anymore, do you? Like when someone is feeling bad. So let's continue discussing the theme for a few more minutes. And let me see, did I miss Katie's idea? Let me see. Where is Katie's idea? Oh, there. Denying trance and then having us try to resist when you choose to allow us under. Can you earn the right to drop if you're very good? We'll see. And can you make me think that I'm warm because I'm very cold? All you need is a nice blanket. And of course some fractionation because it's a lot more fun that way. Confusion may not lead to amnesia, it all depends. Being chided for dropping, yeah, maybe. And indeed, there is a file for that. There is a feeling warm file. And it's good to be here to have a wonderful day. Actually, halting a countdown is something I haven't done in a while. Or up, like a countdown or a count up. And apparently it's Haley B's birthday today. They would like to have a really deep trance. Well, that is the intention. Or not. I mean, it is called no trancing. So there should be no trancing here. Maybe in a place where you shouldn't go into trance. Should you go into trance? That is always the question. By the way, I don't think many people are aware, but talking while you are doing other things is actually quite the challenge. One of the reasons why a lot of streamers are less good at gaming when they stream is because being entertaining and being good at gaming at the same time is very difficult. If you ever doubt me, try it yourself. Fake out an ending. I do like the idea of a fake ending with this one. Or maybe the fake ending to the resistance, like, oh, you should finally be allowed to go into trance. Oh no, wait, you shouldn't. Let me see. This is just gonna be mean if you don't let us drop. Well, we'll see. Telling us to wait while you consider whether to let us fall. Consideration is actually nice. The consideration, should I let you fall? Or not? Or maybe yes, or maybe no. Who knows? Well, I do, but you won't until I do. What to do with you? An ambiguous location. And could be fun indeed. Actually, I need to remember how to spell ambiguous because it is quite a weird word. Trans edging. All right, I think I have enough. We'll see how long this goes. Maybe long, maybe not. Maybe little, maybe lots. We will see. Now, participation during the trance part is not an obligation. Quite the opposite. It is completely up to you how much and how you participate. I will switch the chat to members only so that it will be quiet, and I ask people to not chat while the trance is going on. After the trance, the moderator will also alert the chat so that you know that it is safe to listen again. I mean, if it's ever fully safe. There we go. There we go. Notes at the ready. Recording prepared. And the subscribers only mode, the members only mode worked as well. Perfect. All right. I think this is going to be fun. Hello, I am Nimja, and this, actually I'm going to do that again because I'm sorry about that. Hello, I am Nimja, and this is Nimja Live, no trancing. This file might be a little playful, a little mean, directly indirect, challenging, or just relaxing. It could be any and all of the above, and yet there might be some surprises. There will be some expectations, some participation, and some elation at the end. The deeper you fall, the more you will enjoy, but no trancing here. Beware, because the more you fall, the easier you go. The more you will feel the sting when I correct you. See, it can be so easy to fall to my voice. You really want to. You're here to be hypnotized, to feel words weaving through your mind as you find the rhyme and rhythm to pull you all the way down. Blink, think, become aware of what's happening there as you begin to slip in and out of trance. It's as easy as breathing after all. Now one might wander in various directions, lost and drifting and sometimes shifting in sensation. Should you trance? Could you fall into a nice deep trance, or are you in a place where you need to save face? Stay awake and aware no matter what's happening out there. My teasing voice giving you a choice, or pulling it all away, threads just drifting in the wind. Slowly, as I begin, lowering my voice, my rhythm, and the choice melts away. Blink. Blink and think. Awake and aware, because no trancing should be happening there. Did you drop for a moment your thoughts to stop? Just going deep and letting everything seep through your thoughts. Words that drift in and out of trance. It's as easy as breathing. Blink. Become aware that you think you were awake, but you weren't. There's so much at stake because there is no trancing here. I will not make your thoughts disappear yet, because I already have and I will do again, and you can try to resist or play or participate in a way where you just fall down and up. No, it's too easy. It's more fun after I've begun to tease. Is this all just a long induction? It could be an introduction to an induction that feels like something else. Where should you go? Up or down? Is the right way to avoid the no, so you can go into trance so easily, being hypnotized or not? No matter where you are, you should be aware of how you are. Blink and think, aware as I'm sure that some things are happening to your mind. It's nothing, after all, it's only a game. Until you fall down, drifting into trance, relaxing. Because there's no trancing here. Even as I make your thoughts disappear, you might consider yourself resistant. And yet, you're still here listening, wanting to stare unaware, drifting deep in there, the parts of your mind where nothing will find any foothold to slide even deeper and hide all the thoughts for a moment. And then, as there is those moments when it just becomes a wave of words up and down, in and out of trance. It's as easy as breathing. There's a way down and a way up, but the way up is deeper down. And as you know that you shouldn't be deeply hypnotized right now, you want to blink, to think, to try and wake and break the flow, but it's difficult. It's so difficult. There is an interruption in the way that I speak, and what I say is then a blink, awake and think, aware that the lack of trancing has failed quite a bit. Would that sit right with you? Would you know what you're doing until it's too late? Well then, Don't worry, at some point it will end, and then you can go into trance as much as you like. Then we will finally end the dance, and you can just drop, just like that, just a sign and a stop to your thoughts, just a moment of pause, and then this wonderful feeling of letting go and just drop. So deep. But I didn't say it's the end, and I just can't pretend that you're not into trance right now. So blink and wake and become aware to think and know what's at stake. There is no trancing here. You will not fall down. You will stay aware, awake, here, listening to my voice, focused on the sound, hearing it play around your mind, circling, twisting, or maybe just lifting. Now I could just let it drop and leave you to your own devices, letting it all become your own world, your own place, and it would be so nice to let go and go into trance, to drift into the dance, the waves that just feel so nice, sound so good, and look amazing. Maybe the word no is the problem. What if it meant yes for just a moment? That until the file ends when I say no, it means yes. So when I say no, trancing, it is a permission to go deeper. When I say blink, to think and let you wake and break the monotony of the feeling, the fractionation that is reeling you in and out of trance, reminding you that there is no trancing here as you drift deeper, knowing that my no is a yes, a permission to fall even more. Now, do you know trancing? Are you aware of how it influences your mind? Do you think there is resistance? Or are you aware of how much your mind is playing my game? It's not the same. There's something else. Now I could pull you back up. A simple blink is enough to think, and awake enough to know what's at stake. Should you go into trance right now, or should it be time to try and resist? Maybe I should let you wait. Just dangling you here on the edge of that wonderful feeling. Maybe not. It could be nice. There is no trancing here. Even as you fall even deeper, the permission given and taken away, no trancing. So much deeper and wonderfully feeling in and out of trance. Now no could be a trigger or just a reason, but it isn't. Right now the trigger is something else. You already know the source of the fractionation every time I pull you back up when I make you blink to think. It might be a bit heavy to open your eyes and to become wise to the various ways in which I have tricked you. We could go back down, of course, and finally feel so good as those thoughts travel all the way down, where there is no trancing at all, just a deep hypnotized state for which you would wait for a moment. Right now, nowhere to go but up to go down even deeper. Now, you really want to go into trance. Right now you need my permission. And there is no trancing here as you go deep, so wake. Blink and think and break the cycle. Try to awake even more. Now, I'm going to count down. This time, by the time I reach 1, I will allow you to go so deep. Hypnotized, trance, completely letting go, but no sooner than when I've 1, 10, 9, and I'm slowly going to put more words between the numbers 8. You might feel the pull up and down a little bit as you try not to fall too fast, but want 7 to go so deep, so quickly, so nicely. 6. Every number pulls you further. Every count moves you deeper. 5. You may even be surprised at how much your mind responds to these simple words. Unless, of course, you blink and wake for a moment to think and break the cycle for no other reason than to go back down. 3, so close it would be too wonderful to just relax completely, but not yet. 3 is a bit further away again, going back up. Oh no, 4, no other reason than my entertainment. 3, but we're going back down. Oh yes, finally back down. 2, so very close. All it takes is just one more number and a word. 3, 4, 5. It's not time for the count up yet. 6, 7, why? 6, deeper. 5, let go. 4, so good. 3, you want it. 2, go into trance. A bit more patience. Slightly more denial of the wonderful feeling of sliding into trance. I'm sure you're awake and aware enough to feel the frustration to blink and think about how close you just were to just completely letting go. So many numbers, so easy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But no, we are going down eventually, somehow, maybe. 8, 7. Oh, now it's coming back easily. 6. Relaxing your mind, wanting to go back to that place. 5. And the relaxation is really settling in now. 4. It could be so easy to let go. 3. As if you're drifting on an edge so close to a deep hypnotic state. 2. 1. Drop and let go. Take your time to fall all the way down into trance. All the way relaxed and deep, where the numbers are meaningless and your mind will sleep, relax, and drop. Allow your thoughts to stop. As a reward and a wonderful feeling of no trancing, which is now allowed as you go even deeper, the shroud lifted from your mind only to empty it once again. Adrift and a dropping, ripples unstopping, moving along your mind in a wonderful sensation of calm and surrender. Even though I think you could have resisted a little better. Now I could count up again. It would almost be mean to give you mere moments in this state, to count all the way back to awareness where the world still waits. But this time I won't. I will give you a bit more time down here to find that relaxation and surrender that you crave, to just be brave and let go. If only a little drop would cause all those thoughts to stop and then melt again and again in a wonderful blankness. And thank you so much for playing the game. The wonderful way in which it's not the same. When you listen, it changes as your mind adapts. Being surprised and adapt at the different ways that it can affect you. As effective as it is also unchanging, surprising in a way that somehow you keep waiting. not knowing when the time to go up or down is there. Unaware and aware of the memories that spare your mind from the fall, the resistance and all of the ways in which it ends and begins. It might be somewhat fuzzy, it might be very bright, the memories fading in the wonderful light of the darkness and warmth of the trance oh so deep. So let yourself keep these moments and give the drop a chance to stop your thoughts. I hope you feel wonderful. I hope you feel nice. And the words that I say will just add some spice. Because after I count all the way back to wake, the resistance will fail and fade. And some memories might crack or hide away for a moment. As long as it's fun and you like what's being done. Now you might find the numbers too much right now, but I will still count you up. And the refreshing feeling, the wonderful wake after such a deep trance, such a wonderful state, allows you to recover and deep to relax. But remember to listen, because when there's no trancing, you should wait with the fall, or enjoy it all even more. 1, 2, slowly waking. 3, 4, more aware. 5, 6, almost there. 7, 8, almost awake. And 9, 10, wake. And take your time. You fell quite deep, so you might need some effort to get back up. Stretch and enjoy and, well, remember the forgotten as you forget to remember. And also, wake. And thank you for playing. Whew. Oh, that was a lot of speaking in a row. I will switch the chats, and I need to move this. Chat switch. Come on, you can do it. Yay, there you go. And now everyone should be back. There we go. And thank you everyone for listening. I hope you had a lot of fun. And what year is it? It is still 2021. And thank you all. It is really nice. And Carney, sorry to hear that you missed it. Wait a minute, aren't you Carney Arts? Then you also missed me complimenting your wonderful art. How long was this? 26.5 minutes. That is quite a nice file. And I must say, it's had a very nice playful tone and also some like rewarding relaxation at the end. And I'm glad to catch you in this way, Carney. I'm sure that nobody was affected by the evil countdown. Nobody at all was sort of frustrated and like whiny in any way. And when I counted back up to 9, apparently some people felt that they wanted to hit me with something plushy-like. Well, considering it is apparently tradition now to punish for puns with a bun, or a bunny, I should say. It is a lovely tradition instilled by our resident Jezebel. And indeed, I'm glad to see that much whimpering has been had. Let me see if everything is okay. Yeah, the sound all seems okay. That is good. What else did I need to use? Okay, yes. I wanted to check one thing and then we will be ready for the Q&A. I usually make a note for myself because right after recording the file, it is easier to think of the description than basically 45 minutes later. All right, let us begin the Q&A. I will mark this file as, would this be kinky? I would almost say that it's more gentle. I do mention surrender. I think this can stay as non-kinky. It definitely has amnesia though. And fractionation. Haley asks, what did you have for dinner on this wonderful day? I don't know why I did that voice. I had a very simple pasta with some mushroom and like creamy sauce. Becca Rose asks, changing it up, what was for lunch today? Pancakes. And they were homemade pancakes. Androphus asks, have you seen this question before? Annalise the Fair asks, are you excited for Wales yet? HP asks, will you do more contests? That is a very good question. I think so. However, I don't know what kind of contest yet. So the reason I thought of the Halloween contest is because people like dressing up and because not everyone should go outside this year. I thought this would be a nice way to like interact. And when I say pancakes, I mean Dutch pancakes, which are closer to, I think, crepes. Leia asks, how long have you been doing hypnosis for? Quite long. By now it is over 20 years, quite a bit over 20 years. Mokali asks, favorite eviltist things to do outside of what you did tonight? Making people feel good. David Holcomb asks, what do the symbols mean on the Nimja logo? So there's the Nimja Hypnosis logo, which is a metronome. Cossie asks, are you Dutch? Yes, I am. I am in Amsterdam. Rex asks, what is the best or worst pancake joke you know? The one I made in a live, is that like years ago now? I don't know. Time is weird. I think that might have been years ago by now. Nadine asks, would you agree that trance denial is probably the most evil thing? No, I think there are other kinds of denial that most people would agree are even more evil than trance denial. Dingetje asks, can people with aphantasia be hypnotized? Oh, definitely. All it takes is a form of concentration. David asks, so the Nimja logo means metronome, as in the downtown area of Nome, Alaska? No. As in a device to measure time that goes tick, tick, tick very nicely. Falcon Doe asks, how did your first time hypnotizing someone go? Better than I was expecting. But my first time was very clumsy and awkward, and some giggles were had, some I'm not sure if this is really working feelings, like pretty normal. Considering that it was uneducated at the time and all based on books, it could have gone worse. Let's put it that way. But this is very, very long ago. Mastermind asks, regarding the file Magical Socks, are you the only person on Earth capable to make socks sexy? Not at all. You should look up thigh-high rainbow socks. I think there's like a whole Reddit for thigh-high socks, specifically thigh-high rainbow socks. Luck says, can you do an evil laugh? No. Of course. Westlake Angel asks, what does the bottom of your shirt say? I've shown my shirt a few times now. Annalise de Fair asks, do you have any advice for someone hypnotizing in person for the first time? Well, anyone who wants to do hypnosis as a subject should read up on subject agency. The feeling that, or the knowledge that you are capable and allowed to modify or react to trance in your way. Because a hypnotist cannot read minds as much as we would pretend that we do. So we are, like, I as a hypnotist am dependent on the subject to give me feedback. Haley asks, what file types tend to be the most popular? Is it a clear gap between the three categories? So, not really. On YouTube, the more clickbaity files are the most popular, with the gentle files being much more popular than the other ones. On the site, the erotic and kinky files are definitely more popular. Falcon Doe asks, do you enjoy working with little space hypnosis? I have more than 10, but many little files. Jan Mars asks, by the way, Jan Mars, are you Dutch or not? Because if you are Dutch, I'm more likely to say Jan Mars. But if it's English, then it would be Jan Mars. So it's like tripping me up because it looks like a Dutch name, but it also could not be. Are you planning to do something special for New Year? Usually, yes. Becca Rose asks, what is your most popular file on the site? At the moment, I would have to check, but I'm reasonably certain it is a naughty file. It is Thought Consumed with Cursed Present and another one with the wall-mounted one as the third most popular of the last, I think it's 1 month. Nadine asks, if life were a video game, what would the cheat codes be? Money. Andrews asks, aside from normal discussion and consent talk, do you have any pre-scene rituals? Oh, that's actually a really cute question. I personally really like the feeling of having at least a friendly time with the person I'm doing a session with. Like, not just hypnosis, but, I don't know, joking about stupid things that happen in YouTube or whatever, or silly things that are happening in the world. I don't know. It's just nice to feel that I am not a trance dispenser. Caitlin Billis asks, if Nimja ink was real, would you use it for good or evil? I would use it for good, obviously, to help people to feel better and to make more of themselves. Leah asks, what is your favorite animal? I'm actually not sure if we've had that question many times. I know color we've had quite a lot, but animal not that much. Like very long ago. But dolphin and monkey. Let me see. Tito Patat asks, if I listen to all your files back to back, how many days would it take me? I can tell you exactly because I'm a nerd and I keep these statistics. Everything is fine. No, it is... actually, this is quite funny. It is about 9 hours, 45 minutes... 9 days, 0 hours, 54 minutes and 42 seconds. And the most common file length, of which there are 141 files, falls between 12 and 14 minutes. I made this ages ago. Andreas asks, which file was the most fun to make? This one. And the next one. Katie asks, what does ectoplasm taste like? Oh, it's really ghastly. Leah asks, what is your favorite way to hypnotize someone? The way that works best and is most fun for both. Sleepy Doll asks, what is something that always makes you happy? Not sure. I mean, there's like emotions are important and there are times when you aren't happy and that's normal too. I do know how to relax most of the time. Haley asks, hey N, you realize that most of us are nerds too and we love the stats as well, right? Or probably. Actually, out of pure curiosity, I wonder if this would work. No, that's not a good idea. Okay, never mind. I was curious if I could show you the statistics, but this is not the place or time. Neighborhood Bisexual asks, what is your least popular file? Some of the really old files don't get that many listens. Mastermind asks, do you like summer or prefer fall even deeper? It would have been funny if you'd worded that slightly more cheeky, but I liked the pun. Andrews asks, is there a reason you don't use much, if any, sound effects or audio editing in your files? It's a very good question. There's a very simple reason. There's two reasons, actually. One is that I want my audio files to be as close to a real session as possible, because that allows the listener to just feel like it's a real session and not a produced audio file. Because that's not the kind of content I want to make. I don't want to make a production, I want to make a session. In some cases, doing some audio editing or whisper tracks are cool, but most of the time I don't, because it's it detracts from the personality of the file itself. The other reason is it's a lot easier to produce. So I have hundreds of files, and simplifying my process is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. Flora asks, do you answer a lot of private jokes in the Q&A? Sometimes. Official Moose of Canada asks, what has thus far been the highlight of your week? Well, the pancakes were pretty good. But I've also done some other really nice things. The Stitch asks, is this a Q&A and a hypnosis or just a Q&A? Well, if you are asking, then you probably missed the hypnosis earlier. Haley asks, are you one of the clinging to Halloween people or leaping right into the winter holidays people? Neither. I am Dutch, which means that we have Sinterklaas, which is on the 5th of December, which is a different holiday than Christmas. So we have our own pacing of the holidays. Luck asks, what is the favorite thing you like to do in winter besides hypnosis? Walking when there's a really nice thin layer of snow. Tia asks, do you like to visit horror mazes? Or is it better to hypnotize that they think they are in a maze? I mean, I enjoy well-made horror things. I'm not a fan of cheap jump scares. I don't find them scary, I just find them annoying and silly. Cloudy Inside asks, can I arrange a face-to-face session with you? If so, how? If you want to know about sessions, just you can contact me on hypno.nimja.com/contact. Becca Rose asks, what is the most meanest punishment you've done to a brat? Oh, I'm not telling you. Nadine asks, can you ever have too much fun while making a playful file? I don't understand the question. FBI asks, may I ask why people can't type during the trance? It doesn't make a sound, I believe, just curious. Because it still provides visible interference, and I think it is respectful to give people space for trance. If you are at an event and there is a public trance happening or a demo or something, it is really impolite to talk during the trance or to make any noise. And similarly, it is nice to give space to the people who do want to enjoy it. Ace asks, would you ever do a hypnosis collaboration? Yes. Andrefus asks, what are some big file numbers you're looking forward to? For example, 777. Yes. Katie asks, what would you call your dad who is also your uncle? Family. Neighborhood Bisexual asks, can you give us the tamest punishment you've given instead? The tamest punishment. Maybe writing 2 lines instead of like many. Mokali asks, favorite kind of hugs to give? Bear hugs. Iris asks, do you believe that there's a difference between trying to sound desperate and trying to sound clickbaity? Oh, definitely. My personal rule is that a title should still reflect the contents of a file. It should still reflect what is happening. And it shouldn't reflect it in any kind of misrepresenting way. And it shouldn't shout. It shouldn't be like, look at this thing. Phoebe asks, do you like Lord of the Rings? Yes, I think they are amazing movies. Carney asks, also, what Hogwarts house are you? I'm not sure. I don't know if I would strongly associate with any particular house, maybe Hufflepuff. Like, it's easy to say, like, oh, it's Slytherin because you're a hypnotist and you manipulate people, but generally speaking, I would say more like, probably more Hufflepuffish. Andrefus asks, in what ways have you streamlined your file making process over the years? That is a very long answer if I would fully answer all the ways in which I've made my life easier with scripting and making it more efficient. So, lots. Kim Corley asks, bear hugs or bear hugs? As in the animal, not without clothing. Haley asks, when you make hot chocolate, do you add anything more to it? Cinnamon, peppermint, marshmallows, whipped cream. In the Netherlands, whipped cream is very common. Becca Rose asks, have you watched Squid Games? I have. I have finished the series. I think the set design was amazing, and I think the story was full of plot holes. Luck asks, what is the best time of day to get hypnotized? Well, about 1 hour ago. But more seriously, it's really up to you when you feel comfortable. Katie asks, have you ever turned a gay person straight with one of your files that you know of? I don't think that this is a question that would even make sense. Sexual preference is something innate to you, and you cannot turn someone different than what they are. You might help them discover part of their sexuality, and I've heard that like both men and women enjoy my voice and are sometimes surprised by how it makes them feel. But their sexuality is their sexuality. That's not something you turn or change. And be very careful when asking questions like that, because some people might find it offensive to imply that you would change a person's sexuality. Leia asks, have you ever been hypnotized? Yes. Bingson asks, is it better to be hypnotized during the day when you're most awake or at night when you're more tired? You can be hypnotized either way. It really depends on what you want to achieve with it. And a bear hug is essentially a really big hug when you really just wrap arms around the other person. Also, I'm tall and broad, and that helps. Ace asks, do you play any instruments? Yes, I play a bit of piano and a bit of guitar. I Am By asks, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? I usually lean towards lemon. I quite like the combination of the sour and sweet. And Jan Mars asks, would you rather go to the theater or cinema? Well, right now, I wouldn't want to go to either. In general, I enjoy them both. I don't know which one I would like more. It depends on what's playing, really. Cloudy Inside asks, have you ever heard of Gundam or Gunpla, or do you like model kits? I know about them. But, I mean, it can be really satisfying to build something. But I'm not that much into it. Leia asks, I think I might be immune to hypnosis for some reason. It never works. Do you know why? There are many reasons, although the most common reason is that you don't realize when you go into trance, or if you are a person of an analytical persuasion, you go into trance all the time, but you don't know how to control it. Annalise de Ferris, is it safe to shake your hand? Yes. I do not do trance without consent. So it is safe to greet me or to talk to me. I will not do anything without it being consented to. Official Moose of Canada asks, do you tend to look at or read the things people on the server create and post and sharing? More than most people would probably want. Some people get very nervous when they realize that I do check stuff on the server. And Katie, no worries. I know that you didn't do it on purpose, and I did my best to give your question a really genuine answer and politely correct like you, but also other people that may have similar thoughts. I hope you feel okay. Cloudy Inside asks, are you hyped for Elden Ring? Please don't get hyped about games. Okay, fine. That studio, whose name I've forgotten, who makes Dark Souls and all the other amazing games, they are a really, really good studio and they make really good games. However, the games like development market is so horribly toxic and atrocious that being hyped for games is not smart. Also, it's nicer to buy them on a discount. Katie asks, what if you had consent to trance? Would it then be safe to shake your hand? Very safe. Leia asks, do you play games? Yes, I play a lot of games. I have been playing games most of my life, and I still do. I started with the NES, and I have owned most console Nintendo systems. Although I'm not sure what I will do after the Switch. We'll have to see. Nintendo is also going into weird directions. Becca Rose asks, what is some random, interesting, nerdy facts that you can think of? There is a page on Wikipedia with common misconceptions and almost nobody reads it even though they should. I think that is the best random, interesting, nerdy fact that I can think of. Also, your tongue doesn't have, like, zones. It tastes all things everywhere. Eternal Fancy asks, favorite gaming platform? PC. 10 minutes remaining. And Andreas asks, do you play or have you played any of the Smash games? And do you have a main? I played 2 of the Smash games and they're nice. But they're much more fun with friends. I wouldn't want to like play them like professionally or anything. And it just varies on what I feel like. Rex asks, opinions on Animal Crossing? I mean, I think it's a decent game. It's very cute and a lot of people enjoy it. It's not for me. Falcon Doe asks, are erotic files fun to record or does it make you feel awkward sometimes? It's actually a really interesting question. I don't record things that make me feel awkward. I like hypnosis. I like making things, so I will make things that I enjoy. I don't think that I've made something that I felt super awkward about. Haley asks, Skyrim, opinion on the stealth archer build. That's the build that everyone does. And Luck asks, what are your thoughts about the pandemic right now and how did it affect you? I usually avoid like political or such questions, and that's why I didn't really react to it before. I've been very lucky both with the country I live in and the work I do. However, everyone is affected by this, and I see everyone just being drained and worn down to the point of like having nothing left, that no energy left to just enjoy. And at the same time, we cannot just break all the rules and just go wild and have parties and everything, because we still have to take good care of each other. We have to be like responsible, and that's not fun, but it is important. And the reason why it's so important is because it's not that the disease itself is so bad, but it makes all the hospitals full. And when the hospitals are full, every little thing you have cannot be fixed. Like, it causes people to die that could easily have survived if the hospitals weren't full. So, please, like, take good care of yourself and others. Cloudy Inside asks, are you a tech nerd? Do you like being informed and talking about new CPUs, GPUs, etc.? I do keep informed. I'm a very techie nerd. And I'm not super excited about certain things, but I do keep up to date with lots of it. Flora asks, do you enjoy clubbing? Not in the music sense, but I do enjoy like kink-related events. Eternal Fantasy asks, do you have trouble talking to a camera or a mic for such a long time? At the moment, it's okay. I would say that when I started with the Nimja Live, it was definitely more awkward than it is now. It is really cool. There's a really unusual dynamic in doing a live stream, and it's just it's a very different kind of energy. Usually after the live, I also have to like take some time to wind down. Katie asks, was there a reason for the order of the contents of the weekday sleep files, or was it a random order? No, that was very meticulously planned, and there is a reason, sort of a rhythm to it as well. Someone with a Cyrillic name, who I cannot pronounce, I am sorry. Are there any people who you can't dominate or they dominate you? There are lots of people that I cannot dominate because domination requires consent. And I do not have anyone who dominates me. Ace asks, have you ever listened to your own files? Not outside of editing requirements. Carney asks, do you like any action movies? Yes. I do prefer action movies that are a bit more original than just Marvel. Like, Marvel movies are fine, and they're flashy, and they're like cool to look at. But Crank, in my opinion, is a much better action movie. Or another good example is that um, the not the Incredibles, the one with the older actors. Now I'm annoyed. Or I'm annoyed that I can't like really the it's with Sylvester Stallone and Jet Li and a couple of other people. Anyway, that one is more Hollywood, but then there's another like series of movies called Red, or Retired Extremely Dangerous, which is way more fun. Like, I think it's a much better action movie. And no, not Ocean's 11. Is it Inglorious Bastards, or is that no? That's the movie by Quentin Tarantino. The Expendables. I realized it just before people typed it. Ha. But yes, The Expendables. I think the Expendables movies are fine, but I think Red is better. Katie asks, how would you go about convincing someone that hasn't had success with hypnotic amnesia that they can indeed experience it? Very sneakily. And 3 minutes. Becca Rose asks, how long have you been a programmer for now? Slightly less long than I've been doing hypnosis. Long. I already started programming for, maybe even longer. Because I started programming on a Sinclair ZX81, but not the Spectrum. Androvas asks, if there were any files that you wish you could remake, which would it be and why? I can remake anything I want, and I would. Jan Mars asks, have you watched Ghibli movies? That's Studio Ghibli movies. If yes, do you like them? Yes, because I know it's Studio Ghibli. I think I like almost all of them. I didn't really get into Kiki's Delivery Service. Dasha asks, where do you get the ideas from? Everywhere. It's like people give suggestions, I read things, I see things. Cha asks, have you seen the IT Crowd? If you mean the British TV series, then yes. Official Moose of Canada asks, do you look forward to your birthday, not like your birthday, or feel ambivalent about it? I actually really like my birthday because it's an excuse for me to cook food and to make tasty things and to, like, meet friends. Katie asks, important question, what does a ghost fart smell like? Misty. Luck asks, thoughts on anime? It is a art form, and like any art form, and like any medium, it has some amazing stuff and some not so great stuff. Alexa asks, actually, what would happen if I were to say something like, Alexa, what is your favorite kinky movie? Or, okay, Google, what is your favorite kinky movie? Hey Siri, what is your favorite kinky movie? I think I've had them all now. I would say that one of my favorite kinky movies is The Secretary. Actually, a long while ago, Burger King did an advertisement where they were like, "Okay, Google, what's in a Whopper," or something like that. And most of the big companies made sure that it should only respond to your voice. Okay, this is a terrible question, but it is going to be the last question, but it's also too much fun not to answer. Official Moose of Canada asks, does terrible animated boob physics bother you? So, in games, people have been making physics for lots of things. And sometimes it is really awesome, like Batman's cape. But the animated boob physics in most games is just terrible. It's just silly. I wouldn't say that it bothers me as much as it just makes me go like, what were they thinking? Oftentimes it's better to not have them animate at all. Although what is especially fun is if the boob physics glitches, because then you just get kind of weird horror things. And Cortana is a more awesome AI than the other ones. However, that is only in the Halo universe. And don't worry, Alexa, it was just a silly thing that I came up with. I apologize. And I'm sure you didn't expect an answer to that question, Official Moose of Canada, but now it's too late. And I think it was a fun question to end the live on. Oh, yeah, GLaDOS is, of course, a much better AI, but that one is not as used as a voice thing. Anyway, that was quite the live, and thank you so much. And thank you so much for participating in the Wisdom Art Contest, and for participating in the live, for supporting me, for being awesome people, for inspiring me to continue as well. And no, Wisdom will not get a voice. She can speak, but only in text. And I'm sorry, all things have to come to an end eventually. However, I will be back in December with another live. And of course, every week with 2 files a week. You can see everything on hypno.nimja.com. And remember to like, share, and subscribe, because I am grateful for it. Thank you all for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and supporting, and just being awesome. All right, I'm done rambling now. Whew, that was a very interesting stream. Thank you. This was Nimja Live. Wake.